Good afternoon, because I forgot to film this in the morning, but that's okay. We are doing another water cut. This is number 3, and so far they have all looked vastly different, which is why we're recording them again. This time, we're doing the water cut because I still identify as a lightweight athlete. 176 pounds is usually around what I compete at, and I am currently just a smidgen over 200. We're gonna lose all that weight, 25 pounds, in 4 days. It's going to be great. As always, additional rules and information in the comments or description, but the general gist of today is just normal eating, higher carbs, up to 5 grams of sodium, and I gotta drink about 10 liters of water. This is the easy day, which is always fun. The thing about this one that's going to make it different is A, I have to lose twice as much as normal. I usually aim for about a 10 to 15 pound water cut, and this time it's a whole 25 pounds that I have to drop. That makes it different. The other thing that makes it different is the last cut that I did, I went really hard for 3 months, and then did a water cut, and then basically just developed a temporary binge eating disorder for like a good week and a half or 2 weeks. And even after I stopped doing that and got myself back under control, my weight did not want to drop down below 195. So that's fun. That's just a neat little thing that happens when you stress the absolute crap out of your body. It's going to be an interesting week. I've been avoiding doing saunas, but we're going to actually commit to doing a sauna on the last day just to sweat out the last whatever pounds needed. And yeah, that's what we're working with. If you have any questions or comments on how this stuff works, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to answer and explain all of what I'm doing and extra information on why I do this to myself regularly. Hi, Turk. Hi, Turk. Good morning. We're actually filming this in the morning this time. Day 2 of water cut 3. The fun thing about starting up higher than normal in your weight is when you put an unholy amount of water in yourself, you start flushing a whole bunch of garbage out. And even though I ate normally, and I drank way more liquids than normal, I am down 3 pounds. The other 2 times that I did this, I started a lot closer to the range that I wanted to be at, and the first day or 2, nothing changed. You just sit there and you wait and nothing happens. But because I'm starting up so high this time, things happen way faster. So that's kind of fun to watch. Other than that, today's going to be just as easy as yesterday. Liquid meal and half the carbs are the only thing that changes. Obsessive amount of water, same quantity of food, same calories, same sodium, those rules stay the same. It's just the liquid meal and the carbs that change. This is going to be a pretty darn easy day. I'm excited to see if it goes down again, just because I'm curious about all this stuff. I'm still new to water cutting for myself, so I'm just learning how my body reacts to it. And in case you're thinking, oh man, he's losing weight so fast, I should do that. Don't do it. Not healthy, not good for you, not sustainable at all. I am doing it for a sports purpose so that I can fit the weight class I want to. As soon as I weigh in, I am going right back up, most likely to 195. It's not a long-term permanent thing, and it does make your body hate you. It is so hard and stressful on your body, and if you are someone who enjoys working out, you can't train while you're doing it because it's just not safe. Don't take this as advice or me telling you to do it. This is just me sharing my experience about doing this. Alright, good afternoon again, because I forgot to film this in the morning. I started today like 198, so up slightly, but I did eat dinner really late last night. We're around like 2 p.m. now, 195. Good progress. I also have consumed almost nothing today because I'm saving it for the second half of the day. The rules that changed from yesterday to today: we're going all liquid meals except one. I'm going to have solid food at dinner, 4 liters of water max, 1 gram of sodium max. This is the first day that's like not hard, it's just inconvenient because I have to remember to track everything and make sure that I don't go over on water or sodium, and that can just be a bit of a hassle. But other than that, like smooth sailing, super easy, just don't overdo it, right? Tomorrow's gonna actually be the hard day. Tomorrow's gonna be the first day that I go for a sauna. And I have to keep repeating the sauna until I'm within my weight class range. That's going to be interesting. But yeah, the goal for the rest of today is basically just chill, expend as little energy as possible, and make sure I don't overconsume liquids. Really not that bad. First 2 days are more inconvenient. This one's just like tracking stuff, but it'll be fine. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Good morning. We are on day 4. We started Monday 200. We're down to 193. So that's awesome. It means we're gonna have 7 less pounds to water cut today. Today's the hard day. Today is the 1 gram sodium max, no solid foods, 2 liters of liquids max, but less is ideal, and everything's gonna sweat out in the sauna. This is the day where the headaches start coming in, muscles start cramping, and everything just kind of feels terrible. It's gonna be a blast. This is gonna be the most I've ever flushed out of my body via sweating, so we'll see how that goes. Fortunately, I do have a ride to and from the sauna. That makes it a little bit safer. Other than that, I'll probably make a couple little check-ins throughout that time just to update how fast it's going. It took me a long time. It took me a couple hours to do 10 pounds with a bath. It took me several sessions of about 45 minutes of several layers of clothing, incline walking in the heat to drop, it was like 15 pounds or so. So now we're aiming for like a little over 15, less than 20. Math is not great right now, but we will get there, and I will see you on the other side. Good morning, afternoon, evening, or otherwise, in case you can't tell by the fact that I'm a little bit fluffy right now and not shredded like that. This isn't the evening of day 4, nor is it day 5. This is later on. I just had nothing left in me to record those days. I still, however, want to upload the experience just because they've been different every time, and I imagine it's going to continue to be so for a little bit. With this, the last water cuts that I had done, which I will upload later, were 10 pounds and about 15 pounds. This one was like 25 start to finish, and I ended up in a position where day 4 morning, which you will have just seen, I still had like 17 pounds to lose in one day, which is not ideal. But to keep it brief, I'll throw extra details and a better run through of how everything went in the description down somewhere. But essentially, I did not consume any liquids, any solids, just absolutely nothing for over 24 hours. Attempt 1 dropping sweat pounds was in the sauna. I spent about 2 hours there, an hour and 20 in the sauna, 40 minutes out of the sauna, just cycling back and forth as long as I could handle, sweating as much as possible. That dropped me about 4 pounds, which isn't bad, but isn't great for the amount that I had to lose. Either way, I couldn't stay there. After a short break and reset, in which my heart rate did not settle from 113-ish, it just kind of stayed elevated from the sauna all the way until I was fully rehydrated. Not ideal, by the way. I spent about 40 minutes driving around with 3 layers on and the heat blasting. I spent about 30 minutes with said clothes on doing an incline treadmill. And then I got locked out of the apartment, so I spent about 2 hours in the car, heat blasted, still in those several layers of clothing. I was, by that point, just beat. My body was spent. My mind was fried. And I only lost 3 pounds from that, 4-hour adventure. Oh, I needed to drop, 15 to 17, and I'm only down, 7 at that point. This is where you start to panic. You start messaging your coach frantically. The plan was pop a diuretic, have as many baths as I can before bedtime, and hopefully end up at 180. 3 baths, 2 hours, and dose of diuretics later, and I'm still only down a couple more pounds. I think I passed out at 183. Did not in the tub. I went to bed just to reset and cool down for a minute and fell asleep, and that's just how that goes. That's fine. Get up in the morning really early because I have a ride to catch, but I need extra time to heat my body up to start the sweating process again, so I have a couple more baths. This is at 4 in the morning. Put maybe 5 layers of clothing on, 3 shirts, 2 hoodies, 2 toques, 2 socks, 4 pants, right? I'm decked out. You turn the seat heater on, you blast the heat as much as the driver can handle because it is not safe to drive in this condition. And we go for a 2.5-hour drive to the weigh-in. I make it there, and if I wasn't dead already, I was absolutely freaking ruined at that point. I was still a pound over. And that was absolutely soul crushing. To have to get dressed in those sweaty, like I soaked those clothing. Put those back on and go find a local sauna in this city that I'm not super familiar with to lose that last pound. That took me about an hour and a half. Because at that point I could not spend more than like 10 minutes in the sauna, which is not enough time to build up a good sweat. The things were starting to get sketchy. I was starting to get really dizzy, lightheaded, uncoordinated, started to feel nauseous even though there was literally nothing that could have come out of me. I would have taken it. If I could have vomited, that would have been so much easier. But I couldn't. Eventually, we do make weight, drive back to the weigh-in, stand on the scale. All is good. Though there was a moment of mini panic where I was 0.3 over because I forgot to take my smartwatch off. I was about ready to cry at that point, but it's fine. We made the weight. We aggressively rehydrate. I go compete the next day. All is good. No cramps. I performed decently. It wasn't a super heavy comp. I wish my deadlift would have went a little better, but that's besides the point. Get my ticket to provincials, and all is well. Now I can just chill at about 190. I'm like 197 right now. We're slowly dropping down all the way until the end of August, which is nice. It's a good break. I think I need that. But yeah, remember, this is not advice. This is just my experience with this particular water cut that I've done. I don't recommend anybody do them unless they have to. However, if you do have questions, please let me know. And if you do feel like you are going to attempt something like this, please have somebody to monitor you and, as always, talk to a doctor or something. Some sort of professional, not some guy on the internet. Thank you.